Good morning everyone. Hope you're all well. Thank you very much for joining me. And a hi to those of you who are joining me later on in the day or at some future date. I hope all's well with you. I hope your day's gone well. So and good morning Jacqueline, lovely to see you. Hope you're well, hats on, wind might blow off. And hi to everybody else who's just joining me just now. Good morning Jean, lovely to see you. I'm in a very, very special place today, somewhere I've never visited before, but always wanted to. And I'll wait till others arrive. Good morning Eve, lovely to see you. Meanwhile, you can just start to see some things maybe behind me. Good morning Heather, lovely to see you. And you Vicky. So I'll change the camera angle just now. And you can start to see I'm in an astonishing place. Many of you may have heard of it, some of you might have visited it. It's Croic Multiverse. Croic Multiverse is basically an art formation in land, and this is basically where South Lanarkshire meets Dumfries and Galloway. It's land owned by the Duke of Buccleuch, who commissioned a renowned landscape artist and theoretician to take what was an open cast mine and turn it into a work of art. And it's just amazing to see this. I mean, you can see the view, but the details are astonishing. These big stalk rocks, almost every one of them was located in this area, so it was just dug out. But you can start to see the scale of it when I'm looking down the way. So this is where Christy and my daughter Katie and I are this morning on our Sunday visits, and we're aiming to try and get to all the mainland local authority areas by the end of the year. You can hear the birds, maybe primarily swallows. That's certainly what I've seen before. You see this astonishing, this is the amphitheatre it's called. You can see it's cut that way, and big rocks at the top and formations all around, but the view is astonishing, and the clouds. It's just a gorgeous day for this. So I would certainly recommend it. You basically go down the M74, those of you who know this area well, and then you cut off towards junction 11. It's Crawford John, that sort of A70 area, which goes across to Edinburgh one way and then to Ayr the other way. I'll actually just go along here because these are really interesting. These are spiral sort of staircase or spiral walkway up to those wee hills there, with the sort of Stonehenge type things at the top. Now, from a mindfulness point of view, obviously from a beauty point of view, it just hits you. What I'm interested in particularly just now is, because I do art, play around with it, I guess I would say, and I also obviously write poetry. It's this idea of where does creativity fit in your life, and can you be mindful and creative, and does one help the other? And just looking at this, I mean, this is just luck of time of year. When these two mounds here, which are basically presumably just old stuff that bings used to be made of, you can actually see in between them the sort of dark black, grey-black sort of coal dust. So they're just coal dust, shaped, beautifully shaped, and then let nature to play its part, and obviously then you sculpt and put the big rocks to make a place of beauty. And just to the right you can actually see other rocks, and up the top there are two people up the top of that hill beside a sculpture with other rocks, and there's the whole pathway of rocks. It's just stunning all the way around. But what I wanted to talk about in to explore with you is this notion of creativity. And you can see just from the beauty of this, and then getting back round to these two mounds, which will hopefully just go up just now. You can see the buttercups on them, and they're just turning beautifully yellow. And of course, that's nature's art. They wouldn't be like that 4 weeks, 5 weeks ago, and they won't be like that in maybe 2 months' time. It'll maybe just be green again, or maybe something else will take its place growing up there naturally. And I think for me, the idea of taking something that is looking down here fairly barren. This was a huge big open cast mine, and it was just left derelict, and then they decided, let's take and do something with it. The land's owned by the Duke of Buccleuch, so he's one of the richest landowner in Scotland, so in a sense he could afford it. But he's made this possible for others to come and see and enjoy. And I think there's no doubt that what we're seeing here on the screen is astonishingly more beautiful than the coal dust that was once in this huge area that is now landscaped and sculpted. And you get the joy of the view. I'm not sure, Angie, if they're wheelchair accessible. I would probably say no. They're gravelly, and some of the stones are loose. I need to check. There is a website. They've got a wonderful website. There is a cafe, or not so much a cafe as a place you can buy coffee and crisps and things like that. And they've got both an indoor, sort of not indoor, but covered sitting area. And there's an outdoor picnic areas as well where people can sit. So there's pretty good facilities that way, but I'm not sure how accessible it would be for people who need wheelchair access. So that's something. They have a wonderful site, and you can maybe look into that. But this idea that we can take something that we've harmed in the past, the landscape here, and turn it into something of beauty and allowing nature to flourish. It's just a wonderful thing. It's some of the best side of human nature. So again, I'm just walking on the scrubland from the old Bing, and then you see at either side what nature and art have done together. That's an amazing sight. We'll see if I can get up there just now, or do I choose that one? That one's spiral walkway. You can maybe just see the lines, so that maybe take longer. I might just be able to go straight up that other one. And they've got lovely reeds growing here as well to give beautiful contrast. And even the bit there, which is not fully done as such, you can actually see the bits where they've dug down, and then the parts where they've raised up. Still gives a lovely sort of contour or contrast. And there's probably one of the old Bings from an open cast mine that's still not been touched or improved at all. But there's also water here, little ponds down there. It's beautiful. So I'm just going to start, hopefully climb straight up that hill. Bear with me, if I start pecking, you'll know why. But I've got a wee theory. I don't know how accurate it is or not. But expression in terms of art or creativity, I think that comes from that Greek or Latin express, which is to press out. And my thought is that if you soak stuff in, which is what mindfulness is, life experience, like noticing the buttercups and the daisies here together. Beautiful colours. That once you get enough in, it has to come out, or it wants to come out. And it comes out in different ways because everybody's unique and everybody's had different experiences. And that's what we call art. Just climbing up this last bit. Hey, there you go, Mount Everest complete. Now look at that. Oh my goodness. And that's the A76 that a bus is driving along, I think, there. So if you know that area, it goes to Newcomnock, I think, and there from there to the rest of Ayrshire, southern Ayrshire. So South Ayrshire meets Dumfries and Galloway meets South Lanarkshire. And I know it's windy, so forgive me the noise. But I hope you're beginning to get a sense of the scale of the beauty of this place. Just staggering. And so, what mindfulness asks of us is to soak in life's experiences. And that changes us, transforms us, makes us better people, makes us more compassionate, more reflective, less reactive. And when we are this way, and you see actually the light and shade, the shadows, that'll be different in an hour's time, 2 hours' time. People down there, and you see almost like you could take a photograph like that of these three, or you could take a photograph of those three with the mound in the distance, or you could take a photograph of those three with the sort of the pit beside it. I just saw something running there actually in the middle of the sort of grey coal dust area. Didn't look like a squirrel, didn't look like a tail, but it looked that sort of size. Interesting anyway. And then there's the wind turbines and the lambs and the sheep and the cows. So what mindfulness, I think, is telling us in terms of art, as I walk down this way, and I will walk down the spiral this time, just to get this beauty of the buttercups all around. So I think mindfulness says that when we have enough experiences that are slowly soaked in, not rushed, and you just look at that beautiful mound there, from there you see the whole spiral of it. And as you do that, when you experience these things, there's a wish to express and also to share. And that comes out in different ways in different people. So it can be novels, stories, memoirs. It can also poetry. Whatever poetry actually is, it's so diverse. Looking at a beautiful blossom here. It can also come in art. That can be real life painting like what I'm seeing here. Or it can be abstract. Or it can just be calligraphy, beautiful writing, the letters themselves. I really like the Japanese ones there. Excuse the noise from the wind. Hi John, lovely to see you. So I'm slowly going down the hill, and as I'm going down the hill, apart from the wind, I'm getting a 360-degree slow view. Yeah, just gorgeous. So I would encourage you to try art, try writing things, try painting things, try drawing things. Quality doesn't matter. You're not doing it to get praise, you're not doing it to win awards, you're not doing it to try and make money, though those things can happen to some artists of different types. You're doing it because it it's mentally healthy to express. So I'll leave you with that thought and the beautiful images of southern Scotland. Sounds of the wind and the sound of the birds and these views. So I'll just walk for the next minute or so back along the path to try and find my wife and my daughter. Angie, it's called Croic, so as in a craw, Crawick, multiverse, and it's just past the south of South Lanarkshire, so further south than Lanark. And it's the nearest place to it is Sanquhar and Kirkconnell, which are east of Newcomnock and north of Dumfries, kind of west of Moffat, I think was probably the best way of describing it. And if you're coming from central Scotland, well, thank you, Izzy. Yeah, if you're coming from central Scotland, it's just straight down the M74, junction 11, and you kind of go east. It took me 52 minutes from my house in Hamilton, so not a huge distance if you're living in the central belt. And there's a bigger view of this. Look at that, isn't that amazing? One big mound, another big mound, a huge one up there, big long ridge there, beautiful stone pathway there, and the pathway continues all the way along there. And I'm walking on an old, disused, open cast mine. What a transformation, what a thing of beauty. So make the most of it, make the most of your day. Do try expressing things, even if you just get kids' watercolours thing that you used to do as a child, and just get some paper and just splash on it and see what happens. Creativity is a wonderful thing. And here's, I think, some broom, maybe just growing. I've never seen it grow as baby stuff, if you know what I mean. But look at that, right beside, look at that hard stuff, and beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, with buttercups just beside it. Okay everyone, I've got my hat on, so I'll just finish with that as well. Have a lovely day, take care, and I'll be back on this evening at 8:15. Keep well now, bye.